Straight ahead on CCX News, a step closer to making repairs to the Plymouth Ice Center. Then,
it's amazing that you can be in a program for 12 months and win 3 times.
a way that you can save money and win money too. But first, solutions to getting teachers in the classroom. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Schools across Minnesota are struggling with a shortage of teachers.
And in the case of the Osseo Area School District, they have the added challenge of trying to recruit and retain a diverse workforce that mirrors the demographics of their student population. It's an issue that tops the district's list of legislative priorities. Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain. Delane?
Mike and Alex, recruiting and retaining a diverse workforce has been a priority of the Osseo Area School Board since 2013. Yet there's a Minnesota statute known as continuing contract that not only limits the district's ability to recruit, it also inhibits district officials from properly evaluating and developing the teachers they do have.
Some of the requirements under continuing contract are surprising, and they don't seem to fit in this day and age, especially, I would say, with larger cities.
Under the terms of the continuing contract statute, teachers and principals who would transfer into Osseo schools from a different district would only get a 1-year probationary period. After that year, Osseo district officials would have to decide whether to keep them. But in other districts, such as Minneapolis and St. Paul, where they're governed by the Teacher Tenure Act, their probationary period is 3 years. As a result, Osseo schools face significant turnover in first-year teachers coming over from other districts. But 1 year isn't enough time to measure their performance and invest in the resources to help them. So they're hoping the state legislature can tweak the law to align with the Teacher Tenure Act.
It'll also help us improve the quality of the workforce. If we could have 3 years to review a new principal to the Osseo system or a new teacher to the Osseo system, we're going to be very, very certain after the end of that 3 years that this teacher is a right fit and is going to help our students achieve their dreams.
Osseo district officials have had meetings with 2 lawmakers on the issue, and they also have a lobbyist at the Capitol working on their behalf. The hope is that the state legislature will be able to make some progress on the issue this session. Mike and Alex?
All right, interesting. Thanks, Delane. In Eagan, a 23-year-old Brooklyn Park man has been arrested after police found a 25-year-old pregnant woman dead inside her home. In a press release, Eagan police say the woman was 32 weeks pregnant and appeared to have been subjected to trauma. Detectives say the Brooklyn Park man is a person of interest and so far has not been charged. Eagan police say they are not looking for any additional suspects in the case.
Plymouth will take a close look at a possible lodging tax placed on hotels in the city.
The City Council set a public hearing for February 14th on a lodging tax. It could raise $500,000 to $700,000 a year. The state law allows cities to collect a tax of up to 3%, and most of that money would have to be used to market or promote the city as a tourist or convention center. And while council members only voted on the public hearing on Tuesday night, there was also some discussion of the tax's pros and cons.
We're running surpluses, and yet we're adding another revenue stream for whatever use we want to. I love the idea when we need it, but I don't think we need it right now when we're constantly running annual surpluses over $1 million.
We're going to use it to really offset some of those capital expenditures. If we're looking at Plymouth Creek and we want to expand Plymouth Creek, well, Plymouth Creek brings in, you know, weddings and events, and people come in and stay at hotels, so they go to those weddings and events. So that's really, to me, the context of why, at least for me, I would want to move forward in looking at this.
Right now, 110 Minnesota cities impose a lodging tax, with 26 of them in the metro area.
Construction is expected to begin this spring on improvements to the Plymouth Ice Center. The city approved a $1.75 million bid from a Virginia-Minnesota company to replace its current refrigeration system with a more environmentally friendly system. The Ice Center updates will also include reducing the size of its Olympic rink to make it more versatile. In total, the project will cost just over $2 million. A $150,000 contribution from the Wayzata Youth Hockey Association was presented at Tuesday night's council meeting. Meantime, a significant step forward in Plymouth for plans to redevelop the site of the former Four Seasons Mall near the intersection of Highway 169 and Rockford Road. The City Council approved a development agreement and financing package with Rock Hill Management that would help the developer convert the vacant strip mall into a new project called Agora. And that project would include 2 upscale hotels, retail shops, senior housing, and at least 1 restaurant. The developer must now buy the Four Seasons Mall property from Walmart in order for demolition to occur this winter. The Park Center cheer team has a lot of reasons to jump up and down.
This past weekend, the group placed first in a competition with 14 other teams, and now it's preparation for the state tournament.
Green! Go!
The Park Center cheer team has been wowing the judges.
They look for like execution of stunts and difficulty. They look definitely for our performance aspect.
As they make major moves on the floor, winning the Crimson Cheer Challenge this weekend, this is a group that's full of confidence.
And then once we get out there and once we execute the cheer and then the dance comes, you just know like you can pull it together and you know you got it.
And pride.
The Crimson Cheer Challenge first place trophy.
It's a prize that means state competition is next for these 12 girls who are using a bond of friendship to do their best. Sophie Ritchie says there's a matter of trust when your friends support you high in the air.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of trust. I mean, with this team, it's pretty much like a family, so I trust all of them like with my life.
But as they work to increase a sense of pride in their school, they also have their feet firmly planted on the ground with an average GPA of 3.5.
It is hard because you have to manage like practice time and you have to go home and then do your work and stuff, but I think once you put your priorities first, you kind of manage.
Cheer for children's, come on!
A big part of what they do involves volunteering, including work this summer at Children's Hospital where they co-hosted a TV program.
Our good friends from the Park Center cheer team are here today to bring a lot of cheer. I like that.
There's also the polar plunge and work at Feed My Starving Children.
And you know, we represent a really diverse high school. You know, cheerleading isn't a sport with a lot of diversity, and we want to come in and represent the people that are in our communities and work to better our communities.
It's all a matter of focus, like working toward a state championship.
Definitely have put in like a lot more hours, a lot more practices. We keep doing stunts over and over and over again.
People love to argue and say cheer's not a sport, but I think like when we come together and work together that it is a sport because we're competing against other teams just like basketball and football. Because we are close as a family, I don't think if we weren't close outside of cheer, we wouldn't be doing good inside of cheer.
Pirate Pride!
A lot of smiling faces there, and the first round of state competition is Saturday in St. Paul. Well, coming up, imagine being awarded for just saving money. It's an idea that's catching on.
And a little bit later in sports, it's a great matchup in girls hockey as Maple Grove meets Breck in a thriller.
But first, a check of your AccuWeather forecast.
Welcome back. Score one for a Maple Grove couple who created a new family game which will soon be available on store shelves. Take a look. Yes. Last month, we told you about the game Pling Plong. It was created by Maple Grove civil engineer Mike St. Martin and his wife Amy. At the time, the St. Martins had a Kickstarter campaign going to get the game manufactured. Well, that campaign came up a little bit short, but the family has now partnered with New York-based Buffalo Games, and Pling Plong will be available in all 1,800 Target stores nationwide starting in July.
What we'll do is actually we'll kind of sit back now, the design is done, we send it to them, they'll get it built, made, manufactured, and sold, and we'll kind of sit back and basically it's a royalty deal for us, so it's a nice setup.
Mike St. Martin will keep his day job as a civil engineer at Luke's in Maple Grove. Next year, Pling Plong should be available at Walmart, Amazon, and other global retailers. It has been a year since credit unions in Minnesota first started offering savings accounts that reward you for saving your money.
They are called Wincentive savings accounts, and some local winners have won big. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains in today's Money Savers.
There were many treats to pick up at the Credit Union Vendor Fair at North Memorial last week, but 21-year-old Darren Mackey took home the best prize of all. a $1,000 check awarded just because he saved his money.
I'm not really good at saving, but it helped with this because it was super easy and convenient.
Plus, his grandmother, who works at North Memorial Federal Credit Union, told him to start saving.
I know he's a little tightwad, and instead of leaving it in his checking, we decided to transport some of that into the Wincentive for all the promotions that are going on for it.
Grandma knows best because this marks the third time Darren has won money in the past year through Wincentive savings.
It's amazing that you can be in a program for 12 months and win 3 times.
And that is one of the draws of Wincentive savings. That brings people to the program. It's approachable, it's fun, it makes savings easy and exciting, and when you win, it makes it even more fun.
Wincentive Savings is a statewide program that wants to turn non-savers into savers. Since last year, around 4,000 people have saved almost $2.9 million statewide.
And it's one more incentive for them to just put a little aside and not to think about it.
At North Memorial, 1 out of every 4 Wincentive savers have won prize money.
Somebody on my floor, somebody on my team won $100. I want to win too. So it's been a great conversation starter for us to get members as well as non-members in the door saving for life's emergencies.
Darren Mackey plans to spend some of his prize money to restore a car, but he's continuing to save because Grandma knows best.
Doesn't have to be $100 a month, it can be $25 a month and still add up and get you into the program where you have the opportunity to be like Bud, to be a winner.
Right now, only credit unions are participating in the Wincentive Savings Program. If you open an account at one of the locations and save a minimum of $25 a month, you will be entered for free in contests to win money. There are some limitations on the number of withdrawals you can make and still be eligible for that prize money. We've posted a link on our website to learn all about it. Mike and Alex.
Great, thanks, Shannon. Well, coming up, a local skater, part of a national team.
But first, it is a big rivalry night in basketball as the Park Center and Champlin Park girls and boys teams battle. John Jacobson has that and more coming up next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Call it the Battle of Brooklyn Park. Park Center and Champlin Park were matched up in both girls and boys basketball Tuesday night. A big crowd as top-ranked Rebels boys were at home to face their rival from Park Center. Champlin Park leads early. Theo John the block inside. Brian Smith goes coast to coast for the layup, and a 15-5 Rebels lead Smith, and that's 25 in the game. McKinley Wright gets into the lane and hits a tough floater with his left hand over the defender on his way to a 23-point game. Park Center battles back as they get a steal and pitch it ahead to Jarius Cook for the breakaway dunk. And the Pirates are back to within 29-20. Champlin Park keeps scoring. Wright gets a screen, freezes the defense for a mesmerizing dribble, gets the layup. The Rebels lead by 12 at the half. Early second half, they go inside to John, who scores with the left-handed hook. 54-41 Rebels. Park Center is far from done, though. Derek Ogechi takes it right at John to score, and the Pirates are within 7. Freshman Dane Deja, future star for Park Center. He scores here and nets 18 points in the night. And Park Center puts a scare into the Rebels. Hari Broadway attacks inside, and Park Center is within 2 at 66-64. But Champlin Park comes through to stay unbeaten. Smith gets the layup. The Rebels survive the challenge, and they win it 85-75. And fans got their money's worth in a Metro West Conference battle. Cooper pulled out a thriller 104-102 in overtime at Chanhassen. Bijan Newbern had 28 points and Nathan Hill 26 to lead the Hawks. Those teams are each 2-1 in conference play, with Jefferson at 3-0 and Chaska at 3-1. The Champlin Park and Park Center's girls basketball teams could very well meet in the postseason again. The Pirates beat the Rebels in last year's Section 5 4A final. Tuesday night marked the only regular season meeting between the two teams. Erica Hicks runs the break for Champlin Park and scores for a 12-8 Rebels lead. Champlin Park spreads the floor here. Gabby Mackey scores to make it 19-13. Chris Vanderheid's team responds. Danielle Schaub hits a three-pointer, tying the score at 24. Then Schaub again for a 32-28 Pirates lead. She nets 16 points in the game. With under 10 seconds remaining in the first half, it's Michaela Johnson scoring for Champlin Park. It's a 1-point Pirates lead at halftime. Second half, Park Center starts to roll, and Simonette with a basket and foul there. Then Michaela Hayes gets the steal and sets up Summer Blakemore on the break. And it's 59-48 PC. Hicks shakes her defender and drives for the basket and foul for Champlin Park. Sheely Dahl scores with 21. But the Pirates mostly control the second half. Nice passing here, sets up Hayes for the easy 2. She scores a dozen, and Park Center wins it 69-56. A handful of local prep basketball players are nominated for McDonald's All-American status this year. Park Center's Michaela Hayes is one of 6 Minnesota girls nominated for the award, but the only one from this area. Hayes will attend Florida next year. 3 local boys are nominated: Theo John and McKinley Wright of Champlin Park and Brad Davison of Maple Grove. Davison is headed to the University of Wisconsin next season. John to Marquette University, and Wright has signed with Dayton. Breck and Maple Grove are 2 of the state's best in girls hockey. The 2 met up in a terrific non-conference matchup Tuesday night in Maple Grove. Crimson coming off a loss, and they fall behind in this one. First period, the Mustangs' Grace Zumwinkel unleashes a big slap shot to beat Coco Francis and give Breck a 1-0 lead 10 minutes into the game. It stays 1-0 through 1. Late in the second period, Maple Grove breaks through. Emma Larson to Aaron Roll. And then Maya Martinez skates in and scores, tying the game at 1. For Martinez, it's her 10th goal of the season. Less than a minute later, a beautiful move with the puck by the Crimson's Taylor Wente. She sets up Manon McMahon for the goal. The Crimson go in front 2-1 through 2 periods. It stays that way in the third thanks to some outstanding goaltending. Ali Francic with the save here for Breck. And Francis comes up with some big saves for Grove, including these 2 in the final 20 seconds of the game, preserving the lead and the win. Maple Grove wins it over Breck 2-1. Terrific game. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. You may have heard of synchronized swimming, but what about synchronized ice skating?
We will show you a local skater who is a member of a U.S. team.
And finally, a Maple Grove teenager is bringing home gold after an international skating competition over the weekend.
17-year-old Anne-Marie Schmidt is part of an American team called the Lexettes. They are described as an internationally competitive synchronized skating team. This weekend, they placed first at the Mozart Cup competition in Salzburg, Austria. Anne-Marie is a Maple Grove native, but is living and training in Lexington, Massachusetts. Her team now will compete in the U.S. Synchronized Skating Championships in Illinois. Happy bunch.
Yes.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here Thursday starting at 4 o'clock.